What is up, gamers? This is Proto, and welcome back to another episode of Like or Dislike, where we look at some of the latest games that come out. I give you a synapse of the game, tell you my thoughts after putting some time into it, letting you know about the controls, mechanics, and all that goodness. And today we're looking at Blackwind. First off, shout out to the developer Blowfish Studios for sending me a copy of the game to do for the review. Now, this is a very interesting top-down mecha shooter melee combat with a little bit of platforming and RPG elements, and some puzzle solving just to mix it in for good measure. Now, story-wise, you play as a kid named James. You and your father are on your way to a colony with two new experimental mechas when your ship is shot down. Your father puts you in one of the mechs and ejects you out before the ship crashes to save your life. You begin tracking down where your dad is while joining in on the battle with the humans and the alien race called the Arachnos as you travel through 14 different locations on the planet. Now, it took me a little over 7 hours to complete the game, but it was a great 7 hours to enjoy. But there's still a lot of extra gameplay that I can enjoy doing 100% completion. Now, you use a mech that has a mix of defensive and offensive weapons, as well as a deployable drone to help you in certain situations as you travel and try to survive while looking for your dad. And a really cool, unique thing about this game is you can play it in two-player, where one person controls the drone and the other person controls the mech, which I thought was really nice for them to do. Now, you can unlock and upgrade new abilities by collecting resource items around the world. Some upgrades have a tier system, so the more you upgrade an item, the more effective it is in battle, allowing you to upgrade to your own playstyle. So if you want to be more on the melee side, you can put your experience and your resource points towards that. And like I said, as you upgrade them, they get a tier. You'll have, for instance, the Slash has up to 5 stages. You unlock each stage, it gives it more damage capabilities. Same thing for the weapons, missiles, and other abilities, which I thought was really cool to do. You can also unlock multiple skins to change the look of your mech, and you can tell that developers are fans of mecha themselves when you check out some of the names of these certain skins and the color schemes that they use, and I thought that was real nice that they did. Along with that, you have a good mix of platforming and puzzles to really challenge you and make you think outside the box. Some of these puzzles you'll be able to figure out just by looking at them. Some of them you really gotta take some time and figure out what they want you to do. Some of them may actually make you a little frustrated, but they are challenging through and through. Now, you have a decent variety of enemies that will give you a real challenge when they fight you in groups. When you fight them one-on-one, you can beat them no problem, but when you're fighting a bunch of different ones and they're all attacking you at once, you really gotta figure out who you want to fight, or you want to evade, or if you want to be on the defensive against it. But to me, I think that's where the game really shines, because you can use different weapons, abilities, and multiple power-ups all at the same time to create some awesome fights and crazy high combo counts. That's where I think the game really shines. You can really move around on the map fast, take out several enemies. Then you have execution moves that you can do, and you can do execution moves to give you extra resources to keep fighting back. And like I said, I think that's where the game really shines a lot. Now, graphics wise, the game looks great with its different biomes, destruction effects, and like I said, the execution animations. I think they did a really good job on that. Now, I only had the game crash on me once, and that was really towards the end of it, and I only saw a couple of small bugs, but I didn't lose any progress when I had to restart the game. And even when I came across the bugs and I had to quit the game and start back up, I pretty much picked right back up where I stopped off at. I didn't lose any progress in the game, and that's great. And I'm sure the developers will have it patched in no time soon anyway. But all this gameplay you guys are seeing was coming off of the PC version, and it was on high end. Now, the story is told through cutscenes and text that is voiced okay, but the one-liners that the main character says when you're fighting or taking out people can get a little bit annoying. And if you like me, you may start just tuning it out towards the end of it. Now, the camera isn't fixed, but instead adjusts angles as you move around in the world. It can be a little bit annoying when you're fighting, because sometimes you may not see there's somebody behind you trying to attack you and you have to maneuver around. Or if you're trying to collect all the resources in the area because the camera is shifting where you are. But after a little bit of time, you start adjusting to it, and it doesn't, I'm not gonna say it doesn't bother you, but you know how the camera's gonna angle, so you know where to move if you're looking for stuff. And that's pretty much the game there in a nutshell. With that being said, let's take a look at the pros versus the cons. And starting off with the pros, the first one we're gonna look at is the combat. I think they did a very good job with the combat in this game. It's fast paced, or it could be slow, it could be tactful, and I love that. I thought it was very good. Even like I said, when you're fighting large enemies, large groups of enemies, you got to fight big enemies too with them. It makes it a lot of fun. And that's going to lead into our next pro, which is the weapons and abilities. The variety of the weapons, the way that you can upgrade them to make them stronger. Like I said, if you want to be just shooting, you can upgrade all your perks towards that. Or if you want to do melee, you can do that. Or if you want to do like I did and did a balance of them both, depending on who you're fighting. Because some enemies take more damage melee as opposed to being shot at, and vice versa. And I thought that was really good to do. And last pro, you guys can imagine, if you know anything about me, you know about this channel. I love mecha games. So that is the third pro. It's a mecha game. It is a very fun mecha game. It is a very fun mecha game to start the year off. And I definitely will be playing this game some more here and there. And I may be streaming it later on down the road. So with the pros done, let's take a look at the cons. The first con we're going to look at is the camera. Like I said, the fact that the camera is fixed but adjusts its angle while you're moving around, it can be annoying while you're trying to fight, especially fighting large groups, and you can't see where they all are. Sometimes I kind of wish the camera was like free form, where I could rotate it and move it. But like I said, after playing it for a couple hours and adjusting to it, I really got to understand how the camera works. But starting off, that may annoy a lot of people. Now the next con we're going to look at is the one-liners. And this mainly comes from the main character when you're pulling execution moves or you're being attacked. They're nice, they're cheesy, they're funny the first couple of times, but after a couple of hours, it can get a little bit annoying. If you're gonna be like most people like me, you eventually start tuning it out. But after a point in time, it can get a little bit annoying. And the last comment we're gonna look at are the puzzles. I thought a lot of the puzzles in the game were done very well. I thought some of them, they needed a little bit more time for you to actually execute it. And it got a little bit nerve-wracking on some of them. And I think that may turn off a lot of people, especially if you want to just play a mecha game with just shooting and melee and you're not expected to do a lot of puzzles. And like I said, they try to do a good variety of puzzles. I can't say they really like make you do the same puzzle over and over, but you may get a little bit annoyed by doing puzzles here and there when you want to just fight. So, but that's the cons, last of the cons there. Overall, I gotta give the game a thumbs up. Even with the camera and the puzzles and the cheesy one-liners, the game is still overall fun. I really enjoyed playing it. I really didn't want to put it down until I beat it, which is what ended up happening. And I think it is a great game. Like I said, I'm going to go back and finish playing it, get 100% completion, because I only got a few more achievements left to get in the game. So, but that's just my thoughts and opinions on the game. Let me know how you guys feel in the comments below. If you're thinking about getting the game, let me know. If you got the game, let me know what you like or don't like about it. And as always, hit that like button if you enjoyed my game reviews. If there's a game you want me to check out, do a review, let me know and I'll see if I can pick up a copy of it. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I talk about stuff going on in the gaming and tech world. I do reviews of some of the latest games and tech that's out. I do top 10 new games coming out every month and so much more. Make sure to follow me on Twitter and my other social media pages so you can keep up to date with what's going on, or if you want to reach out to me. I love talking about gaming, so don't be afraid to hit me up. And as always, you can catch me streaming on Twitch. I play a mix of indie, PC, console, and VR games. I'm streaming every Monday and Wednesday. So if you want to watch me play a game in real time, talk and chat up with me, you're more than welcome to join me. But this is Proto, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.